Let's now look at task 1b, saying here Andrew has left you the note shown below. Use this information, create and print a database report. I need a meeting for all the fruit pickers with a seasonal contract. Search the database for these employees, show only employee number, name and contact number in that order, sort into alphabetical order of employee surname and first name. Insert a suitable heading and the logo should appear at the top right hand side of the report. Now, before we do the report is going to be based on a query. The question says we need to search the database. So when you're asked to search the database to find particular information, it's a query first and then we turn that query into a report. So let's now look at the database and see what we need to do. So here we are in the employees database again, and we have the two tables. The last task we were in the employee details table, and if you didn't unhide the columns from task 1A, if you have to show all the information again, where you would go, by the way, is if you right click, alright, and then click on unhide fields. All your fields need to be ticked if you want to see them all. So you'd have to go back and unhide and retick these to get the full table of information back. So that's the employee details, where we're going to get their name, certainly their title, first name and surname, but it's only the people with a seasonal contract, and the contract details are not in this table. So let's open up the job details table, and I can see that, yes, here they are, there's the contract type, and there we have the seasonal workers. We don't know their names from this table, but we do have a job reference, and we've also got a job reference in the employees table, and every person has a job reference number. So that's how we can pull information from both tables, because they're actually linked together. So let's now go and do our query. Create query. We need both tables, so let's bring them both up. They are linked already, they've been linked for us, and linked, as we said, by job reference, so we can pull down any field from any table. Now the order we're asked to do it in, it's saying show only employee number, name and contact number, so we might as well just do it in the same way. So we're looking for the employee number is what we need. We also need their name, so I will include their title, their first name and their surname. Okay. Oh, and their contact number. Now, if you want to see what that looks like right now, remember on the ribbon, you can click on Run, and that pulls all the information in the order that's been asked for. But we're only looking for those employees who have a seasonal contract. So I have to bring down another field. Let me just close down the tables pane there. If we want to find out only the seasonal workers, we need to bring down the contract type. So let's just double click on that and just remind ourselves of what we're going to see there. There we can see we have some seasonal workers on that contract. So as part of our query, what we can do is, in the contract column and underneath the tick there, it's in the criteria, we want only seasonal workers. So we're going to type that in. Okay, so just type in the word seasonal, like that, and let's just run that and see what happens. So now this is narrowed down to only those on a seasonal contract. Now we do have to sort into alphabetical order of employee surname and first name, but what I think we're going to do, we're going to wait and do that in the actual report itself. So let's now save the query. Yes, we want to save it. Let's not call it query 1, let's call it something more meaningful. Let's say seasonal contracts, something that you can use or find again for the report, and let's just click on OK. So now you'll see that we have the query, and we can turn that query into a report by going to Create, Report Wizard, and it's not the job details table we want. We drop down, it's the query that we've just done. So once again, the order, we need the employee number, their name, title, first name, surname. We need their contact number. Now we don't need the contract type because we've picked the seasonal ones only, so we're not putting that one into the report. Click on Next. Alright, we're not going to group them, we're just going to click on Next, but you'll see there you can sort your records either ascending or descending order, and it's asked that we sort by surname, ascending, that's A to Z, and then by first name. In case you've got two employees with the same surname, we're going to sort it that way, and then click on Next. It's layout tabular, yes, I would say that's absolutely fine, and it should be fine portrait. You could change it to landscape if you think there's a lot of information, but we'll leave it as portrait at the moment. Click on Next. Now we are asked to give it a suitable title, and let's just call it, I'll do it in capital letters here, Seasonal Fruit Pickers. That would be fine. And then click on Finish. Now I'll just bring up the full screen here. So here we have all the information, but actually looking at it, you see there, because we sorted by surname and then by first name, that's coming first. And if you look at that report, it doesn't really look quite right. We really do want it to have the employee number, then the title, then the first name, then the surname, and then the contact number. That's what the question asked for us. So we can change it quite easily. Let's close the print preview. I'll close the field list also. Right now we're in the design of it, and we're really looking to change the order of the fields here. The easiest way to do it is click on View and click on Layout View. Alright, so I know I'm going to move actually the contact number. I'm going to move it along, so I'm just sort of dragging it along. Oops, maybe not quite as far as that, just drag it back. The dashed lines there actually is where there'll be a page break, so let's just move it there, and then we can move all the numbers at the same time. Okay, so that's moved over. What I like actually is we want the it's going to be the employee number is going to go to the left. So I want the surname. I'm going to move the surname across to the right hand side of the report, and same with all the surnames like that. Oops, try that again. Like that, and it's just maybe a wee bit of tweaking around just to make sure it's in line. We know we want the employee number at the beginning of the report, so let's just move that along, and let's move them along also, and maybe narrow that just a bit. So all we're doing is just simply tidying up the report, and there we'll see first name needs to go along a little bit. Let's move that over, that, and then we need a title first. Like that. So all I'm doing is I'm just looking at the information, I'm just clicking to turn it into an orange box, and I'm just moving things along just to make it look a bit better. And I've got a bit of a space here, surname and contact number, so just to really tidy it up, I think I'll bring the surname closer, and I'll make sure that it's straight in position. Oops, let's just try that again. It's up there. Maybe down a wee bit, there we go, and then click it along, and then again the contact number, we can bring it along, and then like that. Surname is slightly out of line, I'm being really pernickety, but let's just see if I can make that look a bit better. So there we have the report, employee number, title, first name, surname, contact number. That's the order they've asked for us to do it, and we can have another look by going to Home, and then to Report View, and that looks a lot better. There's only one last thing that we need to do, and that is to show the logo in the top right hand side of the report. Must be to the right of the page center. So to do that, I'm going to go into the design view, and I might just stretch out the report header just a little bit, just to maybe make it so there's a wee bit more room, like that, and then I have to bring the logo in. There's different ways to bring the logo in. I'll just click away from that heading there. I personally think the easiest way is to use the insert image section there. So click there, and you'll have to browse and browse your files to find the logo. So there I've found the logo. I'm just going to click on OK, and I'm just going to really sort of stretch and drag and drop into position of where I think I'd like the logo to go. Alright, so in fact I'll maybe just move it there to above the sort of contact number. Let's have a look at that. And that is, in fact, I'll move it over just a tiny little bit more. I don't know how strict they would be on that, but just move it over a little bit more. I would say though that is the sort of on the right hand side of the report. So that is how we would do task 1B. It's a query first and then a report.